Hey, welcome back. So yet another video of in between streams. Basically, we're still working on Guilliman. The reason why I want to make some progress on that Guilliman like that, as you know, is that this mini essentially needs to go. So yeah, I'll be working on the base today. Probably not finishing it, but making some progress on it. Quite possibly we'll be finishing it on Thursday night stream. Or maybe not, I'm not sure. If I'm not finishing it on Thursday night stream, I will be finishing it on an in-between stream video like this one, and we'll be starting on an Imperial night afterwards. So let's switch cam. I'll be adjusting this cam for a moment, and there will be some music as well. No good reason to not put music. Adjust the color. So again, as I said in a previous video, if there are some songs that you would like to get on the playlist, I am using Monstercat. Just find songs that you like on Monstercat and let me know what these songs are. And I'll try to see what I can to make these songs available on the stream. So, all right, this is what the base is looking like. I'm going to start the songs right now. All right, so this is Guilliman base. Now, I actually had primed it earlier, and now I've put a whole bunch of little rocks around it. The reason why I did that is because basically Games Workshop on this specific base give us a base cover instead of a full base. So we've got a normal base on top of which we're gluing a base cover. It would have been nice of them to give us a full base, but here is not a full base. So in order to get both parts to fit together, we essentially need to put some rocks or whatever filling we want to put in order to have that match together. So as you're seeing, I did put some rocks in the main base. Reason for this is just because the inside texture is very much different from what I'm putting around it. Which means if I'm not putting a little bit of that rougher texture here and there inside of the base, it's not going to, like the effect is not going to work, basically. So we're going to go and have a bit of primer on this. Basically, we're repriming the base. Obviously, I'm going to concentrate my effort on the parts that have the small rocks on. So I hope that everybody's doing fine. I think this is the third video. We'll try to do a demonstration video of what flying goose and moose tiers are, like what happens in the one-on-one things and stuff like that, so that you guys can see that, make an idea for yourself. Okay. My airbrush is in need for some cleaning. So what I did on the base there, because I did that off cam, is I started by putting some glue on the base, and then I let that glue dry. And the trick in getting that stuff to work, because see how seamless it is now? Is a lot of people will put the glue, put the rock, and then paint over it. But the actual trick in getting this to work properly is to actually come back with some glue and seal it. So you come back on top of the rocks with a lot of glue and you seal it with glue. That makes all the rocks a lot sturdier. So for all of you guys who are playing with your models, this is a lot nicer because basically the base will hold together. It will not start falling down everywhere. So that's a nice touch. And by sealing it, because my rubble, my rocks were pretty big, by putting a lot of glue on top of this, it makes the transition between the rock and the rest of the base almost seamless, because the glue will essentially fill a lot of the cracks in between the rocks. And I wish I had a picture of the base before I did the rocks. I should have taken one, I didn't. But basically right now it looks so different, and it looks so much better than the normal base. Now sometimes you want to do the filling with those rocks thing. Sometimes you want to do the filling with other stuff, maybe grass at the end afterward. In this case we're going to have a little bit of rocks. Once the base is painted, we're also going to have some grass and tufts and stuff like that. The whole point is just to make the thing believable, like make it look like it's nice. So we'll do a bit of cleaning here on my airbrush, cranking up pressure. And that base already looks a lot better than it looked before, which is amazing. So Guilliman has been a long model. I've spent a lot more time on it than what I would have hoped for. So I'm going to go for a bit of a simple scheme on the base. I've done a similar base in the past where I was able to do some work that I liked around just browns for the rubble and basic gray. Oh, give me a second, I need to stop this and take that phone call. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. There was a phone call that I needed to do. Again, as you know, these are essentially my private paint sessions, so I don't turn off my phone while I'm doing these. And basically life continues for me while I'm doing this. Contrarily to when I stream. When I'm streaming, I don't tend to look at my phone or answer the phone or whatever. But in this case, I needed to take that one. So, all right. So black has been put on the base. The airbrush is mostly clean at the moment. All right, keep that airbrush clean, guys. Okay, so lots of stuff on this. The black is mostly dry at the moment. As you can see, it looks a lot better than the normal Guilliman base, a lot better. So we've got a whole lot of things to do here. So I'm going to use, ooh, this is going to be hard. Color choice. I've got some dark umber that I can use for the rubble. I kinda am in love with mahogany as well. Okay, mahogany it is. I just love that color too much. So I'm putting some of the color on the board that I'm using to paint with right now. I try to not load my airbrush directly from the Pro Acryl paint pot because of basically how their stuff works. There's some buildup that happens at the top of the pot. And I don't want that gunk to go in my airbrush, so I'm essentially putting paint aside, and what I'm putting aside is what I end up loading my airbrush with. So as I said earlier, this one I'm going for kind of a quick win on the base. I will not go out of my way to make this base the best base ever. I will do something that looks good, but that's where I'm going to stop. Okay, this is mahogany. This is going to require many coats probably. So as you can see, I'm trying to make the most of my paint session available on the Patreon to make this as interesting as possible for you guys. I'm not going to make all of them available because sometimes I just want to sit down, chill, or maybe paint with friends or something like that. But I'm going to make most of them available. So many skulls on this thing as well. Okay, so I'm going to flush what I have in my brush and load some light umber in there. Light umber is going to be very gently. I'm sometimes running into issues with the Pro Acryl paint pot where paint is not coming out. Other than that, I'm really happy with the paint line, but I hope that they get to fix this paint issue sooner rather than later, because it is bugging me. Right now my light umber is just not complying. Yeah, it's just not complying. It doesn't want to work. Oh. It's all spilling. Not great. Do you guys see this around? It's all spilling. To open it and see what's going on in there. Yeah, it's not great. Don't understand why that happens. It is bugging me big time, but sorry about that, but I do need to clean that off. Why is this happening? Last time this happened, I actually used one of the empty bottles they give you with the paint set, and that's what I used to bring it back to life. working in this case. Huh. I'm going to drop them an email. This is not normal, like, it's not great. Whatever. So I was able to get some paint out of there. Luckily I don't need much. Okay, so I'll just do some quick passes with that light umber. Most of the base is going to be dry brush afterwards. This is not much of a big deal here. Okay, I'm going to flush this out. Some cleaner. Next color will be a gray. Dark warm gray. I think this is what I'm going with. Going to be pushing some air on that base first. Okay, so this is just air. Make sure that everything is dry before I continue. Cool. So, dark warm gray. So I'm going to use that color for everything that is supposed to look like a rock, basically. Now this is not going to be the last thing. The rocks are going to be heavily washed, and on top of the wash, I'm going to dry brush a lot of stuff. Okay, so I actually don't care about precision here. I'm going as I feel it. Like, it is not going to be precise. Huh. Got an adjustment issue in my airbrush. Gosh, this is a day where everything fails. Give me a sec, I need to adjust this because it's bugging me. Okay, I'll clean that up at a later time. I will need to do a full clean of that airbrush. I have an adjustment issue with my trigger. It's not too bad now because I don't do precision, but if I was doing precision stuff, this would prevent me from working. So your airbrushes and all similar tools are not like plug and play type thing. You do need to adjust them to keep them in proper working condition, and you do have to pamper these things. This is not a buy once and forget thing. They do require a lot of care. And if you're not treating these things with respect, they will not treat you with respect. So giant eagle head I'm basically putting as a rock as well. As I said, I don't want to spend too much time finishing this model. I actually want it done. And the faster the better. Okay. Okay, so the gray is done. Try to get a feeling for what's going on with my trigger there. That's definitely not normal. Okay, yeah. My piston was stuck. Basically, my airbrush needs to be clean. That's what it means. Okay, this is back to proper working, but I will need to do a real cleaning of my airbrush. Okay. Back in business. So, that dead Chaos Marine there will be getting burnt red treatment. A little bit of burnt red. On the board. I love that song. Not too much burnt red, because I don't need like there's just that guy there. It's not a lot. Yeah. Dropping my pressure. I'm at about 15 pounds right now, and this is how I'll be spraying that guy. I'm not too careful to limit the overspray here. This is actually it's almost not a concern. So I wash this actually so heavily that a lot of these colors should blend together by the time this is done. Going to put some air on there. I'm going to keep that marine on the darker side of the spectrum because I don't want him to become a focal point. It will be red when we're done, but it will not be like crazy bright red. Are there some other parts that I could do red? Probably. This thing here, there's a small piece of metal right there. That thing here can get the red treatment as well. That thing here as well. Back to the Space Marine. Well, as you can see, I'm trying to finish this pretty much as fast as possible. Okay, this is as red as I'm willing to allow this guy to get. This is the front of the base. Okay, so I'll dump whatever I have red right now, and we'll move to ivory. Reason why I'm moving to ivory is there's a hell of a lot of skulls on this thing, and airbrush tends to be a pretty decent way of quickly dealing with skulls on base. As you can see, the base is not going to be super long. Right now it might not look like much, but you'll see when we're done, it will look perfectly fine. Okay, so ivory it is. We'll improve her in the airbrush. And just a little bit of ivory. Bring pressure back down, about 10. Basically, the lower you go, the more precision you get out of it, on average. So just the skulls. Going to be careful with overspray on this one, but if I do overspray, I'm not going to be overly concerned with it. I'm just being careful here. Overspray is not a showstopper. Just sending some air just about everywhere. Oh, there's another skull there. The skulls are going to be heavily washed, so this is why I'm not too concerned. I'm just getting the proper tint on them. This is all I'm doing. Oh, there's a piece of bone there. See how precise you can be when you deal with your airbrush pressure? Okay. That's it for the sculpting. Dumping my color. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our very first color, which was mahogany, I believe. We're going to deal with our overspray right now using mahogany. Okay, so flow improver and mahogany. We don't need a lot, just a little bit. Most of the overspray we have to deal with is with the gray that we put on the rock. So I'm working at about 12 pounds of pressure here. There's a little bit here. A little bit here. There's a little bit all over the place, but it's a minor thing to fix. Okay. Okay. Going to take some time in cleaning the airbrush. After that, we're going to do some metallics. Some more trims. Gosh, I can't see trims anymore. I feel like I'm seeing trims everywhere after doing Guilliman. Doing the backflow trick. Dumping this. Going to call it clean for now and leave it on the side. Okay, so this is what the base is currently looking like. We're going to come in with some of our metallic colors and work on these parts that are essentially all over the place. I've done a lot of copper on this project, so I think I'm going to try switch to a different color that I haven't seen a lot. So light bronze should be interesting. I'm literally just putting that on my paper. Oh, did I never open it? It does feel like a new color. This is a new color. Light bronze. Oh, this is very light. Okay. Going to use a bit of a rougher brush for this. Got a Tamiya brush that I keep around, that type of thing. I am going to dilute this just a little bit. I'm planning on working really fast here, so it's not going to be probably going to come back for multiple coats on various parts. It's the first time I am using this color here, so kind of don't know what to expect from the color. And right now it looks very rough, but do not forget that the whole thing is going to receive a hefty coat of wash, so it's okay right now. The whole effect is going to come together at the end. This is not an issue. I am going to have to do some copper for the shell cases that are all over the base. Gosh, whoever did that model did a model that I wonder if they did it on purpose. Like, this guy did a model that was that long to paint on purpose. Or was he really just interested in doing a cool model? Like, did they actually try to make it like never-ending paint job, or did they? I'm pretty sure some people that sculpt minis are taking bets on this type of thing. Like, going to do the minis that it's the longest to paint ever. That would be funny. Okay, some more. There is some piping there that I'll do. Okay. Going to come with some red across this wire here. Something else. Shell case, obviously. Not that I can see. I'm going to come with some of that mahogany around the bone here. If I make it just more precise. Okay. Okay. Getting some. Oh, I can do this here. Getting some bronze or copper, sorry, on the palette for all those damn shell case. Oh no, that was my coppers fucking up. Gosh, no, not that color. Yeah. I will send them an email because I'm probably doing something wrong. I'm super in love with these colors, but like the actual cap, I'm not sure. Okay, so shell cases. Thousands of them. They're all over the place. Ah. Okay, so there's a trim that dead Space Marine. Try to do it like super quickly. No way I'm spending hours on that trim guy. Already spent way too much time on Guilliman. Also, this guy's supposed to be super dirty. Like, he's on the ground, he's dead. He took a beating. Who cares about his trim? He's supposed to be dirty. Oops. And come back and fix some of that stuff. Still is worth it. Okay. Some of that burnt red. It is going to be red in the end. As you can see, like, I'm not overly careful here. Reasons for this is I am going to be doing like a lot of dry brush on top of that stuff, along with like a lot of washes. Like, I'm expecting this space to come together with the wash and the dry brush, not anything else. Okay, so this is how the base looks like right now. Also, I mean, I prefer Elric's base to this thing. So strong tone is going to be our candidate for washes. I'm not dealing with the posts just yet that are on the base. Because I'll do them separately, basically. Now this is going to be some very aggressive washing. This right now is strong tone, Army Painter. The thing with heavy washes like that is that it brings the color together. If you've got some color that you're not too sure or something like that, usually on a base it works. On an actual model it's a little bit risky because you end up with like a lot of stuff that is not like super pleasing to the eye, like coffee stain and that type of thing. But on a base like this, usually if you have color issues or stuff like that, doing the heavy wash is a good way to tie stuff together. Now I just need to load some more because I'm running out. I'm not overly concerned with the eagle. This will be dry brush like crazy after, so basically that dry brush is good. That base is going to be a dry brush job. Alright, that's it. So like right now it looks just like a bunch of mud. It will dry, it will come together, it will be less strong than that, and then I'm going to dry brush it. While this is drying, sorry about that, I am going to turn off the camera because no need for you guys to look at the base drying. Actually, I will go and do a air blower, secret air blower technique to dry that stuff because I don't want to wait on it. So it's going to be an air blower job. All right, I'll be back soon. Okay, so the base is now dry. The hair dryer did its thing. Right now it looks very, very flat. So for now, we're going to be doing a lot of dry brush on this thing. So you're going to hear me use two different terms when talking about dry brush. You're going to hear me talk about light dry brush and heavy dry brush. When I'm talking about heavy dry brush, what I'm doing is that I'm actually trying to color something with the dry brush, like not just a light highlight, but I'm actually coloring something. So that's for heavy. And when you're hearing me say light dry brush, this is dry brush as you know it, and it's just to pick up some highlights. I'm going to mostly be working with 3 dry color here. So Gold Fine Brown, Terminated Stone, and Daw Stone. Terminated Stone is going to go just about everywhere on that base. Gold Fang Brown is going to go on the parts where it's basically ground or small rubbles. Daw Stone is going to go on the bigger stone. So Gold Fang Brown and Daw Stone are going to be a little bit heavier, and then Terminated Stone is going to come at the end with a lighter touch. This is a lazy way of finishing this base. Just need to control how much I'm putting on. But I am going pretty much everywhere with this. It's okay to go on top of stuff that sits beside other things, because there's other dry brush color afterwards. Do not stress out with this. Love that song. Love that song a lot, actually.
I wished upon a star last night and thought of you, but it must have been a dream 'cause you're not here.
So as you can see, this is pretty heavy for a dry brush. It's not just a small highlight. It's actually like it's part of the color very much, not just a gentle highlight. So I'm going again. I want to make sure that this is part of the main color of that base. It's not just there as a highlight, it's part of the main color. And the base suddenly starts looking like something.
Shooting star last night and thought of you, but I woke up from a dream and you're not here. We fell in love, we had a fun. You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what will come of us, 'cause now there's one less star in the city.
Okay, this is very much part of the main color of the base now. Like if I go further than that, I'm actually going to destroy the shadows. So dry brushes need to be cared for, just like any other brushes. So before I'm moving on to other color, even if this is dry, I am going to clean it because I don't like to destroy my brushes. That will extend the life of your brushes for a very long time, actually. I've got some brushes that I had since I was a kid. I started painting, like the first brush that I bought about 20 years ago. So, I should say the first brush that my parents bought me. Another go. Okay. So I'm going to close this color for now. We're going to move to Dawstone. Now we're doing the bigger rocks. Sorry, I was off cam there. Trying to move faster and forgetting about that cam. This is starting to get together. Going on the big eagle now. A little bit more. Okay. Dawstone it is. I'm going to give that brush a little bit of a cleaning again. It's in a better shape than when we did the brown, but So super important to keep that dry brush dry, otherwise it stops working. I'm just making sure it is dry right now. Just for the next step, it needs to be ultra dry. Okay, this should be good. Actually, yeah, this is good. Going to terminate the stone. This is going on pretty much everything. This is going to be slightly lighter. Skulls are getting a bit of a heavier treatment here. Don't worry about the Marines, we're coming back for him. This is not how he's going to end. So it's okay if we go over him a little bit too much. Okay, so as you can see, the base is starting to essentially, like, the colors of the base are now pretty much tied together. It's not quite done, but the other important thing to keep in mind when painting miniatures is if your base overpowers the model, the only thing your viewers are going to see is the damn base. And you basically don't want the base to overpower the model. So it's cool to do a cool base and be careful about it and everything. But there's a point where you actually want to stop. Okay. This is starting to look like something. I went a little bit stronger on the skulls there. Now, I have some red left over from previously that is almost dry. I'm going to use that red as a dry brush color for the Marine. Fingers. Some of the body. The head. We're probably going to come back for trimming on the Marine itself. Yeah, we have to come back. Okay, so the Marine itself looks pretty good, but it needs a little bit more attention than what we gave it. No, there's one part of that Marine that I will do slightly differently. I have some ivory on the palette. Oh no, I will have to clean my brush. That will not work. So I'm going back to Terminator Stone. Just a little bit, not too much. Going to do a little bit more on the horn that this guy has here. A little bit more on the skull that we have here. Okay. Both parts are going to be washed again. Going back to cleaning that brush now. Let's have a quick look and see how the big guy sits on his base right now. Just to see how the colors are working together. So I've got him right behind me. This is how he's going to be sitting on. Yeah, it should be a good. This is definitely good. Kind of wish I'd keep that model. Okay, so a little bit more work on the trims. Trims, yes. I'll start working on the fire posts. Yeah. Trims and fire posts are getting the copper treatment. I am going to get my wet palette out though, because I don't enjoy wasting paint. Copper, 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 copper. Okay. So, trims first. This is going to be a rather quick job. I know I said that earlier. Okay, not too bad. I'll come back on some of the bolter shell cases. Some of them have pretty much lost colors. Just a hint of a highlight on them. Oh, sorry, I was off camera again. I do need to be more careful about that. I'm really, really sorry, guys. I think I'm good with the shell cases how they are right now. Let's do the posts. No, I'm not going to do the top part just yet, because the top part is going to be fiery. Okay, so we need a fire effect on this thing. I'm going to load a bit of yellow, a bit of bright ivory, a bit of orange. A bit of everything, basically. So, bright ivory. Yellow. Orange. I'll go with the burnt red. I think I prefer burnt red to their full red. The full red is very bright. It's almost a highlight color. At least for me. I have a thing for darker reds, so... Okay. So, fire. I'm not a fire expert. I've probably can count the number of times I did fires in my life. So this is basically an attempt. A documented attempt. The sword was done with an airbrush, so that I can handle pretty well without too much issues. But the brush part of doing fire is not the same thing at all. Okay, going to some orange now. Mixing together slowly. As I said, this is a documented attempt. I don't know if it will look even halfway decent or not. Going to burnt red. Now it looks pretty bad. Wonder if I can save this with some washes or not. Because right now this is garbage. Going to mix some orange and red, get some intermediary color in there. Trying to move fast here. This is definitely not one of my strengths. Like the color I'm currently, the effect I'm trying to do right now is essentially entirely foreign to me, guys. So I've never even attempted this. So it is a little bit, well, it is what it is. Let's just put it that way. But it's starting to blend together, though. I'll push this a little bit more towards the base, and I'll come back with a bit of yellow to blend in with what's on the base. Because this right now, I say is better than what we had moments ago. Still is not perfect. It's actually not going to be perfect. I mean, I never done freaking fire using my brush before, so like forget about perfectness. This is some yellow. Going to tone it back down. And now I'm using my brush to remove some paint because there's a lot. Going back with yellow. You know what? I said this is starting to look how it's supposed to look. Not perfect, but it starts to have a fire feeling to it, which is what I'm after. Okay, so this is a blend that I think works decently. I'm not intending this to be the best fire ever. Now I'm going to remove some paint. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm putting a hell of a lot of paint, so I'm removing it a little bit before pursuing. Now I'm coming with some black mixed in with that dark red. We're going to go on the very tip of the flames here with that. Like it's starting to build up. That black is actually selling it. Okay, let's go on the other side and see how it looks. What do you guys think? I think we have fire. That's what I think. This definitely starts looking like fire. Need to push the black a little bit. Bringing a little bit more yellow towards the base. This yellow is pretty diluted right now, just to bring a little bit more brightness towards the base of the fire. Okay. Now I'm going to mix a little bit of, I think this is ivory with yellow. This is going to be for the very brighter part of the flame. It's also going to be, I hope, gentle and not destroying the work we've done. Trying to keep it in the bottom part of that flame. Okay, I think this works. Okay. All right, I thought it was going to be a lot more disastrous than this. Now I need to wait for this to dry. Skull is going to have copper nails in the head. Yep, there's a strap around the skull. The strap is going to become brown. Okay. I need to let the fire dry before I touch this, because otherwise I am going to kill it. This is starting to look like a model. Going to load some strong tone. Sorry about that. Going to load some strong tone on the palette. Going to tone down some of these trims that we did here. Some of the darker part that marines, like his eyes, are supposed to be dead. This definitely we want to put some strong tone again. This here, this part here. I'm putting a little bit around the place that I think should be slightly darker, or parts that I've caught a color that I'm not like super happy with. Okay, this is all drying. Looks decently good. It's not my best base ever, but for a base that doesn't even turn me on, I'd say it's pretty good. This is not the base I would have loved to paint for that guy. I would have preferred a different thing. Okay, this will be tuned down as well.
No, you didn't lose me. But I'm not trying to lose you. But loving her makes loving you harder. Loving her makes loving you harder now.
Okay.
Baby, I thought you could give me wings. Baby,
Flames are getting to that point where they're dry. Let's work on the copper for the flames. I'm hoping that I'll be able to put some washes in there, but this might not be my best idea. Okay. Other side. Fuck. Okay, it's not too bad. It's getting a bit of a tint. It's not too bad. Okay, strong tone, the whole thing, or just the pickets, not the whole base. The whole base has already been a strong tone. You don't want more. Put a little bit at the base here, but not more than that. Keeping the fire alive. Okay. I'm almost ready to call this guy done. Let's get the model. This is how he will stand. The flames behind him. Moment of truth. Got some glue on the deck. All right, getting in there. Going to let him stand on his own for the first time. You guys are having an exclusivity here. I finished that model off stream instead of on stream. I'm going to let that one be. Remove that glove because I don't want to touch this if there was paint on my glove. Sorry, glue on my glove. Closing the palette here. We'll see in a moment if this thing holds properly. The glue has set, and we have a freaking proud Reboote Guilliman. Fire is not perfect, but you know what? For a first attempt, I'm going to live with it. Now, the last thing that I'll do is I'll do a black tour on the base, and the model will be done. The black tour I'll do off camera though. So guys, thanks a lot. It was a fun time painting this with you. If you're watching this, you're likely a Patreon, or that video has been filmed a long time ago, so it has became free over time. I'm hoping to keep my videos exclusive for Patreons for at the very least 6 months. So thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a very good night. See you guys.